It is Friday, and it is time for audience questions. We have a Thanksgiving-related question as well. It just seems to be that time of year. We'll get to that last. First question is from Cameron. Cameron says, "Hey guys, I'm wondering if either of you have ever dated a religious person, and if so, how religious were they, and how did that relationship turn out? I recently dated a religious nut who only believed in biblical sex." And I don't know if that means that you had sex, but it was only a specific type, which was biblical, or by biblical sex, it was no sex until marriage, meaning there was no sex. I don't know. Cameron doesn't specify. Lewis, have you ever dated someone who was really religious?
No, and I think anyone I've dated who claimed to be religious or claimed to be Christian or believe in God really did not follow anything the Bible preached and was for all intents and purposes a-religious.
Yeah, I haven't dated anyone who's religious either. Although, from what I understand, Lewis, an ex-girlfriend of mine ended up, I don't even want to go into detail, but needless to say, was in a relationship, subsequently got into a relationship with a so-called religious nut. And she and her entire family were not religious in any way. And I'm not in touch with this person anymore. I have no idea how this may have worked out. But either she must have just gone along with a lot of extreme religiosity, or there's some way in which drastically different views on religion are working together. But that seems to me like it'd be quite a complex situation.
It sounds, yes, it sounds like a situation I never want to be in. I don't think I would jive with someone who was extremely religious.
Now, if someone said to you, listen, I'm not that religious, but my family is. You go on a date, right? You're on a date, and this young lady says to Lewis, I'm not really religious, but my family is, and I can only be involved in biblical sex. How would you respond to that?
I would probably not respond at all and just walk away. I don't know.
Would you ask questions as to what does it mean, what is biblical sex?
I think I would. That would be my first question. I would just have to say, what do you mean? I'm not sure I understand what you're saying to me. And I think no matter what the answer was, I would probably have to just step away and remove myself from that.
And then give me a sense of, on the scale of religiosity, from completely non-religious to the most devout extreme religiosity, what's the max that you could tolerate for a relationship, do you think?
Oh man, are we doing 1 to 10 here?
Yeah, you don't have to do it. You could just describe it qualitatively. You could say, well, a casual belief that there may well be a God, but no day-to-day prayer and going to services, for example. Or, you could describe it however you want.
Yeah, I think it would have to be someone who either believes there is a creator or might believe that there is, but does not believe in any of the texts that we have available to us.
All right. So there's Lewis's answers. Lewis feeling pretty strongly about that. Yeah, I can't really imagine dating someone who is more than just very low-level religious. Just, even if someone were to say, well, I'm Catholic and I believe in God, but I don't really go to church. My family does, so I go like maybe 3 times a year, something like that. That would probably be the absolute max. And even that might be over time might get to be a little complex. I don't know. So Cameron, there's the answer. I would love to hear more about what your ex that only believed in biblical sex. I would love to know the details of what that's about.